Well, track and trace apps and the use of artificial intelligence, there's certainly no lack of innovation when it comes to how India is tackling the pandemic. For more on that, I spoke to Saran Saund via Zoom. He's the Chief Business Officer and General Manager of the AI division of Mateon-Oncotelic Therapeutics. And I began by asking him to explain what AI-driven immuno-oncology is.
We are an AI-driven biotech, artificial intelligence-based biotech oncology company based in California. And we have an expertise in a protein called TGF-beta, which is active in cancer, and then later we discovered was very active in the virus. And I'm happy to announce that today we are launching our product called RT-Beta in India, which will be accompanied with a mobile AI-based app that we are partnering with IBM to be distributed through the traditional medicine route, as well as through the nutraceutical route through physicians. And the idea is that the patient can take this dosage, it's a pill over the counter, and when they take the pill, they can use this app to monitor the wellness of the disease.
I mean, this is incredibly innovative stuff. I mean, seeing AI used in this way. So as you look at that app, then what was the inspiration for it, and how do you expect it to be received?
So, only time will tell, right? Success can be measured with 20/20 hindsight. But, we had a hunch very early on during the pandemic that this protein that we are experts in, called TGF-beta, was very active in the coronavirus. So we decided that the traditional pharmaceutical drug discovery route was going to take tons of money and tons of time, neither of which we had to spare for this to make an impact quickly for the pandemic. So we turned to ethnobotanicals, and we discovered a plant called Artemisia, which is known as wormwood commonly, and it showed potent activity in the lab. So we were very excited. And so we went down this traditional herbal route of an herb, which has been used for centuries and millennia in India and China. It's very, very common to address symptoms like fever, lung, and cough, and respiratory functions. So we just drew a conclusion and started a clinical study, actually worldwide, in India, multiple sites, in China, in India, and in Nigeria. So, and then when we got the data back, we had approval from the Ministry of Ayush, and we combined it with artificial intelligence, not only for drug discovery, but also to self-monitor, so the patients can take this pill at home, as well as monitor themselves.
And I love the fact that it's sort of the old school botanicals, herbal remedies, now combining with AI technology for this innovation. It's really fascinating stuff. So how do you see the role of AI in detecting and tracing COVID, perhaps even beyond hospitals, when it comes to things like schools and the potential to have some businesses reopen?
Yeah, so, there's been a huge spark of interest in using artificial intelligence. For example, using AI as a camera grid in pharmaceutical manufacturing to detect plans and materials and people walking through the plant, so that the good quality drugs can be produced at a fraction of the time at a lower cost, so the pandemic can be addressed very quickly. As you know, India is kind of like the manufacturing base for pretty much the entire world today. In addition, AI is being used in robotics. So it's being used in robotics to dispense medicine and food in isolation wards and protecting the healthcare workers. It's being used in schools for dispensing sanitary wipes and tissues for contactless dispensations. And, and so on and so forth, QR codes. But, time will tell which one of these is going to be successful, but it's exploding right now.
And we're certainly seeing this multi-pronged approach. But as with any new technology that rolls out, you are going to have some people who are skeptical or perhaps concerned about what this means for invasion of privacy and their data. What would you tell the people who have those concerns, and what can really be done to try and alleviate them?
Yeah, so those concerns need to be taken very, very seriously, right? So personal information is very private. So the good news is there are regulatory um, principles and postulates that have been put together in almost every different continent, whether it's Europe, United States, even India. So we have to make very careful use of these principles in regulatory affairs to advance the population. And also to, more importantly, to assure the citizens that their privacy is not being violated.